Hey 49ers faithful, we're back with an exclusive video bringing you the latest updates on our beloved San Francisco 49ers. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit that like button. This way, you'll never miss any breaking news or exciting updates about the Niners. The San Francisco 49ers have officially added wide receiver Andy Isabella to their roster, signing the former second-round pick to a one-year deal. It's a move that caught many off guard, not because Isabella is some blockbuster name in the NFL, but because of the timing and context. The signing, first reported by Jennifer Lee Chan of NBC Sports Bay Area, raises eyebrows and fuels speculation about San Francisco's intentions heading into the final stretch before the regular season. Andy Isabella hasn't caught a pass in the NFL since 2022, when he was still with the Arizona Cardinals, the team that drafted him 62nd overall back in 2019. Once regarded as one of the speediest prospects in his class, Isabella's career never quite hit the acceleration point many expected. And now, after a stint in the United Football League with the St. Louis Battlehawks, he's back in the NFL, trying to revive a career that has teetered dangerously on the edge of irrelevance. For the 49ers, this is low risk, high ceiling. For Isabella, this is possibly the last stop before the NFL dream fades. He's not just playing for a job, he's playing for survival in a league that moves fast and forgets even faster. What makes the Andy Isabella story even more compelling is the trajectory he's taken from draft day to this latest shot at redemption. Coming out of UMass, Isabella lit up the NFL Combine with a 4.31 second 40-yard dash, a time that left scouts buzzing. His tape was electric. Short bursts of speed, crisp route running, and a knack for slipping past defenders. The Cardinals thought they had found a diamond in the rough, a deep ball threat who could stretch defenses and give Kyler Murray a speedster to target. But that dream quickly evaporated. Despite a few flashes of potential, Isabella could never carve out a consistent role in Arizona's offense. He struggled with drops, route discipline, and eventually found himself buried on the depth chart. By 2022, his role had been diminished to special teams and occasional snaps, until he finally disappeared from the box score altogether. Critics called him a bust. Supporters said he was misused. The truth? Probably somewhere in between. But what's undeniable is that Isabella is now facing the most critical moment of his football career. The 49ers are loaded at wide receiver, and any shot at the final 53-man roster will require more than just speed. It will take a transformation. The UFL stint earlier this year with the St. Louis Battlehawks may have been exactly what Andy Isabella needed. Not just reps, but humility. In the UFL, there are no private jets or five-star hotels. There are long bus rides, practice fields that double as high school venues, and teammates fighting just as desperately to get another crack at the NFL. That experience can either break a player or build him. For Isabella, it seems to have done the latter. According to reports, he looks sharper, more focused, and fully aware of what's at stake. He wasn't just trying to be fast, he was trying to be reliable. Coaches raved about his work ethic, his attention to detail, and his willingness to do whatever was asked, whether that meant returning kicks, covering punts, or lining up in unfamiliar formations. That versatility, that hunger, is something NFL teams value immensely, especially when rounding out a roster. And if Isabella brings that same energy to the 49ers training camp, he could at least force the coaching staff to take a longer look. Maybe he's not the second-round star people once envisioned, but maybe, just maybe, he's evolved into something more useful. When you look at the San Francisco 49ers' current wide receiver depth chart, it's immediately clear that Andy Isabella faces an uphill battle. At the top, you've got Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, two of the most dynamic, productive receivers in the league. Then there's Jawan Jennings, who has carved out a reliable niche as a third down specialist with strong hands and physicality. Behind him, there are younger prospects and fringe players all clawing for limited spots. Ray McCloud offers special teams value, while rookies and practice squad holdovers fight to stand out in a deep competitive room. So where exactly does Isabella fit in? That's the million-dollar question. The obvious edge he brings is speed. None of the Niners' other receivers possess Isabella's top-end quickness. If he can make an impact as a gunner on special teams or show consistency in the slot, he might sneak his way onto the roster. But there's no margin for error. Every drop in practice, every missed assignment, every mental lapse, it all gets magnified when you're on the bubble. Isabella isn't just fighting for a job. He's fighting to prove he belongs in a room filled with proven talent and rising stars. For Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers offensive staff, this signing presents an interesting challenge and opportunity. Shanahan has always loved versatility in his receivers. He thrives with players who can line up all over the field, motion, pre-snap, and confuse defenses. In theory, Isabella fits that mold. His elite speed could be weaponized in motion plays, jet sweeps, or quick slants designed to get the ball out fast. But the concern lies in whether Isabella can grasp the complexity of Shanahan's offense, which is notoriously difficult for new receivers to master. Route timing, blocking schemes, and option reads are all integral components of the system. The playbook is thick, the expectations are high, and trust must be earned, not given. If Isabella can adapt, if he can stay healthy and learn the system, quickly he becomes a gadget tool for Shanahan to deploy in unique situations. If not, he becomes just another name in the long list of training camp signings that quietly disappear before week 1. This is a make or break moment for both player and team, and neither side can afford to get it wrong. What often gets overlooked in stories like these is the mental side of the comeback. Imagine being Andy Isabella, drafted high, hyped up, given every chance to succeed, and then fading into the shadows while your draft classmates flourish. Some players can't recover from that kind of blow. The confidence wavers, the passion dims, and the pressure mounts. But by re-entering the league through the front door of the UFL, Isabella signaled that he wasn't done. He chose the harder path, the grittier grind, and that choice tells you a lot about his mindset. The NFL isn't just about physical tools, it's about resilience, adaptability, and the ability to reinvent yourself when the league decides it's moved on. That kind of mental toughness can't be measured in a 40-yard dash or vertical leap. It's measured in your willingness to keep showing up, to keep putting in the work, even when no one's watching. For Isabella, this 49ers contract isn't just a paycheck. It's validation. It's proof that somebody in the NFL still believes he has something left to give. And for him, that belief might be the fuel that reignites his career. Of course, not everyone's convinced. Across social media and fan forums, reactions to Isabella's signing have been mixed. Some fans are excited by the potential, a low-cost speedster who might offer some depth or spark. Others see it as a meaningless camp body, someone who will be cut long before the season begins. The skepticism isn't unfounded. After all, Isabella's NFL track record is limited at best, disappointing at worst. But it's important to remember that training camp is about more than star power. It's about competition, evaluation, and unearthing hidden value. Every year, players who are written off become contributors. Every year, someone no one was talking about in August makes a name for themselves by September. Could Isabella be one of those stories? It's a long shot, sure, but it's not impossible. He has the tools, the hunger, and now, finally, the platform. The rest is up to him. And maybe, just maybe, we'll look back at this signing as one of those under-the-radar moves that quietly paid off in a big way. One thing that could play in Isabella's favor is the current state of special teams in San Francisco. Over the past few seasons, the 49ers have shown a willingness to keep players whose primary contributions come in the return game or in coverage. Ray McLeod carved out a role through his return skills. And players like Trent Sherfield earned jobs by excelling on special teams first, then offense. Isabella may need to follow a similar path. With his speed and agility, he could potentially serve as a returner on punts or kickoffs, giving the 49ers another explosive option in the open field. But more than that, he needs to prove he can be a tackler, a blocker, a contributor in all three phases. Coaches love guys who do the dirty work. Flash plays are great, but it's the gritty, grinded out reps that often separate the ones who make it from the ones who don't. If Isabella embraces that mentality, if he becomes a yes guy, someone coaches trust to do whatever's asked, he may just find himself wearing red and gold on Sundays this fall. It's not the glamorous path, but it's a path. And for a player like him, that's more than enough. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. For fans, this signing may seem insignificant, a footnote in a long off-season filled with bigger headlines. But to those who understand roster construction, Isabella's presence could influence how the 49ers finalize their depth chart. Every year, teams make tough calls about whether to carry an extra defensive back or receiver, a third quarterback, or a seventh lineman. Isabella's fate will hinge not just on his performance, but on injuries, special teams contributions, and positional needs. Maybe he doesn't make the 53-man roster right away. Maybe he lands on the practice squad, waiting for an opportunity. That's not failure, it's strategy. Teams often use the practice squad as a developmental zone for players they believe could contribute later in the season. Injuries happen, depth gets tested, and suddenly the guy who was running scout team in week 1 is catching passes in week 10. Isabella needs to be ready for that moment. Every practice, every film session, every meeting, it all matters because in the NFL, the margin between being unemployed and being active on Sunday is razor thin. And for Andy Isabella, the grind begins now. No more hype, no more excuses, just football. The psychology of a comeback can't be overstated. For someone like Isabella who's tasted both hype and humiliation, every rep carries emotional weight. It's not just about proving others wrong, it's about proving yourself right. Rebuilding confidence after falling out of favor is one of the hardest things an athlete can do. Doubt creeps in. You question your talent, your instincts, even your purpose. But those who find their way back tend to have one thing in common: resilience. Isabella has already shown he's not willing to quit. The UFL was a humbling chapter. It stripped away the glamour of the NFL and reminded him of what football really is: a grind, a passion, a craft. Now, armed with a renewed sense of self, he's walking into one of the most competitive training camps in the league, trying to write a new ending to his story. It won't be easy. It might not even be fair. But if he believes in his ability, and if he keeps stacking good days, he gives himself a shot. And sometimes that's all it takes. One shot, one catch, one play to change everything. Let's talk reality for a second. The odds are against Andy Isabella. Players who fall off the NFL radar usually don't make it back. The league moves on quickly. Teams prioritize youth, draft capital, and scheme fit. Isabella is 27 now. He's been cut, passed over, and forgotten. And yet here he is, signing a one-year deal with one of the NFL's most talented rosters. Why? Because speed still matters, because effort still matters, because redemption stories still matter. The 49ers, you see, Andy Clem, the 49ers wouldn't have brought him in unless they saw something. Maybe it's his special teams upside. Maybe it's his maturity after grinding through the UFL. Maybe it's just a gut feeling that he deserves one more look. Whatever the reason, this opportunity exists, but the leash will be short. He has to flash early. He has to earn every snap. There's no more draft pedigree to fall back on. He's a veteran now, expected to show up, work hard, and contribute immediately, if called upon. If he can do that, if he can shift the narrative from bust to battler, then this signing could become more than a training camp footnote. It could be the spark of something real. Football is a brutal, beautiful sport. It chews up players and spits them out, then sometimes, just sometimes, offers a path back. Andy Isabella is walking that path now. It's rocky, uncertain, and full of detours. But it's also a path paved with opportunity. The NFL loves a comeback. Fans love an underdog. And coaches love players who refuse to stay down. Isabella is no longer the young, unproven prospect with blazing speed and big expectations. He's the veteran who knows what's at stake. He's the guy who's been overlooked, doubted, and dismissed. That kind of experience can be taught. It hardens you, it humbles you, and if channeled correctly, it can fuel you. The 49ers are giving him a chance, not a promise, not a guarantee, just a chance. What he does with it is up to him. But if Isabella has learned anything in his journey, it's this: nothing is ever given in the NFL. Everything is earned, every yard, every target, every contract. And now, with time running out, he gets to show the football world and himself just how much he still has left to give. And so, as we head deeper into preseason, keep an eye on number 89 in red and gold. He won't be the headliner. He won't dominate the highlight reels. But he'll be there running routes in the scorching sun, fighting for reps, doing the little things right. He'll be grinding for a shot, hoping to turn flashes into consistency. And if the stars align, if the work pays off, if the timing is right, he might just survive the final cuts. That's the beauty of the NFL. It's not always about who you were, it's about who you are now. And right now, Andy Isabella is a hungry, humbled, high-speed underdog trying to write a new chapter. It's easy to doubt him. It's harder to bet on him. But football is full of stories like his. Long shots who became legends. Cast-offs who became contributors. Isabella's not chasing fame anymore. He's chasing a role, a locker, a jersey, something to say he still belongs. And if he makes it, if he finds his way onto that 53-man roster, he'll have done it not through hype or headlines, but through heart. And sometimes that's all it takes. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.